Hey guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. In this one we are going to look at how we can make a door which needs a password to get opened. This topic was suggested by one of you guys and I think it's a very good subject to cover. I'm open to your ideas about the tutorials in this channel, so if you have any ideas and topics in mind which you want me to make a tutorial about, please feel free to leave a comment or email me and I'll consider making a video about it. Alright, now let's see what we are going to make in this video. The way it works is that when we get close to the door, this text pops up and says press E. When we press the key, we can access this panel and enter the password. If the password is incorrect, we get this text in red, and if we hit clear and enter the right password, the code will change its color to green, the door gets opened and the panel gets removed from our screen. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to create all of the items needed to make this system. The video is going to be a little longer compared to my other tutorials, but it's not complicated at all and I promise you will understand all of the steps easily. So let's jump right in and get started. We basically need two main items to make what we want. We need a door blueprint which enables us to make the opening function, and then we need a widget blueprint which is going to be our UI and enable us to give input to the engine in game. Then we are going to connect them so we can control the door using the widget blueprint. Alright, first let's make the door blueprint. Here in the content browser, make a blueprint, hit actor, name it door and open it up. For the door, you can just use a simple cube to be able to follow the tutorial, or you can use a door model and make it look better. It really doesn't matter for the purpose of this video. The door I'm going to use is this model which I downloaded from Sketchfab and I'll leave the link in the description. Just before you import it into Unreal, open it in your 3D modeling software and connect the elements so you only have 3 parts for the door. Here I have a body, the lower door which goes down when the door wants to get opened, and the other door which will go up. Then you can export an FBX file and drag it into the content browser. Assign some material to the static meshes and now we are ready to go. Here in the door blueprint, I'm gonna add 3 static meshes. Let's name the first one body, the second one door down, and the other one door up. Then here in the details tab, assign the models we imported based on their names and complete the door. Alright, now let's drag it into the scene and see how it looks. Let's make it a little bigger and now go back to the blueprint and create the opening mechanism. First we need the box collision, so add it to the components and place it around the door. When our character enters this area, it will trigger an event so we can work with it in our code and use it to make our logic. In order to make the event node, right click on the box and hit on component begin overlap. Do it again and this time hit on component end overlap. Then cast to BP first person character and connect the other actor pin to the object and do the same thing for the other event as well. This means that when our first person character steps into the box, this event gets triggered, and when he goes out, this one gets activated. What we want to do here is enable input when he is in the box. So add enable input to the event graph and then add a get player controller node and plug it in. We want to disable input when we are out of the box. So add disable input and connect it like this. The input we want to use for now is the E key on the keyboard. So here type keyboard, select the key and then here set it on E. We want to change the location of our doors when we press the key, so add set relative location and then use the door up static mesh as the target. Do it again and this time use the door down as the target. We want to add 150 centimeters to the upper door and add -100 to the lower door in the Z axis. Compile and play, and now you can see that when we enter the box collision and hit E, the door gets opened. In order to make the movement smooth and make it look natural, all we need is a timeline. Here drag a wire and type timeline and add it to the event graph. What it does is that it outputs the values over a period of time, and this way you can make the movement smooth instead of snapping it to its new location. Open it up and here add a vector track. Here we only want to work with the z-axis and we don't need the x and y values, so let's lock them up. Right click on the z curve and add 2 points. The time and value for the first one is 0, 0, and for the second one is 2 and 150. It means that the location of the door will go from 0 to plus 150 in 2 seconds on the z-axis. Also put the length of the timeline on 2 as well, so it matches our second point, and now we are ready to go. Connect the track to the new location in the function and then repeat the same thing for the lower door as well. Copy the timeline, and this time let's put the value for the second point on minus 100, so it goes down when the code is called. Now you can see that when we press E on the keyboard, we have a natural and smooth movement for the door. Alright, the next step is to make the panel and the UI, so we call this code by giving input to the panel instead of simply hitting E on the keyboard. Here in the content browser, right click and in the user interface, create a widget blueprint. Name it numpad and open it up. Here in the designer mode, we can design our UI, and here in the graph mode, we will make the code for its functionality. So let's go to the designer mode and create the buttons. First, we need a canvas panel. So here in the palette, search for canvas panel and drag it into the scene. Then we need a uniform grid panel. What it does is that it evenly divides up available space between its children. This way we can manage the buttons easily and place them accurately. Put it in the middle of the canvas and then anchor it to the center as well, so it can be drawn properly when we add it to the viewport. Now drag a button on top of it, and now you can see that we are able to control the placement of the button by hitting these arrows here. We can also play with the alignment here and achieve a neat and accurate placement for the buttons in our panel. Here we need 12 buttons, so duplicate the button 12 times and also be aware of the naming here in the hierarchy. Button number 1 is called button underscore 1, number 2 is button underscore 2, and so on. They are copied on top of each other and we want to put them in their place in our numpad, so select them based on their names and then using these little arrows here adjust their placement. Number 1 should be in the default location, so we don't need to move that. Then we have number 2 here, so select button number 2 and put it here. Then select button 3 and put it here, and so on. Repeat the same process and place all your buttons like this in a 3x4 grid. Then select them all and hit fill horizontally and vertically so they fill the space and look like this. Now select the grid itself, and here in the slot padding you can play with this value here and create a space between the buttons and make it look better. Alright, now we need to put some text on the buttons. Just drag a text on top of them and it will automatically snap to the buttons. I'm gonna do it for all of the buttons and then I'm gonna start editing the text. First I have numbers from 1 to 9, so let's just type the numbers. Then I need a button for clearing the code, so here type clear. This one is 0 and the last one is enter. I also need a text for the numbers we select in the game, so drag another text into the canvas and put it here above the grid. Let's change the text to enter code and also check is variables, so we can change it based on the buttons we hit in the game. Also, let's add an exit button under our grid so we are able to close the panel in game from the UI itself. Just drag a button and then scale it so it fits the UI, and then put a text on it and change it to exit. Alright, now our panel is ready and we need to put it on our screen when we get to the door. Let's go to the door blueprint, and here we already have made the input enabling system. We don't want to use the E key for the door movement anymore, so let's disconnect it and use it for the creating the widget on our screen. Just drag a wire from the event and type create widget. Here select the widget we made, and after that we want to add it to the viewport. Now when I go to the box and press E, the widget will pop up and I can see it, but I cannot see my mouse and I cannot work with it properly. Here we need to set input mode on game and UI only, and then connect the widget we made to the widget in focus. We also need a get player controller node for the function, and then we want to set show mouse cursor so we can see the mouse when we want to work with the UI. So check the show mouse cursor and now we are ready to go. We also want to be able to remove the widget when we hit E again. So here let's add a flip-flop and then from the B output remove all widgets. Other than that, we want to set the input mode on game only and then disable the show mouse cursor as well. I'm gonna use the get player controller node for these guys here too, and another thing that I wanna do is connecting the on component end overlap flow to the remove function as well. This means that when I step outside of the collision box, the widget will be removed from my screen without the need to press E again. In other words, I have two ways to remove the panel right now. The first way is by pressing E again, and the second way is just stepping out of the box collision. Let's compile and play, and now you can see that it's working perfectly. Here when I press E, nothing happens because I'm out of the box collision and giving input is disabled. When I go into the box and hit E, my panel pops up, and when I hit E again, I can remove it from my screen. I can also remove it by simply going back and stepping out of the collision box. Alright, the next step is to make this panel actually work. Right now I can't press the buttons, but obviously nothing happens. What we need here is to show the numbers when we click them. Then we need to define a correct password and make the condition that if the number here is equal to the correct password, this flow of code which we made earlier should be triggered, and as a result the doors get opened. So let's go back to the widget blueprint and finish the job. In order to define logic for the buttons, we just need to select them, and here in the details tab use one of these events. Here we just want to use the buttons by just simply clicking on them, so hit on clicked, and now you can see that we go to the event graph and have an event for the button number 1. Here in the details tab you have access to the events for the buttons as well, so add the click event for all of the buttons by selecting them one by one and hitting this plus icon here. Okay, now I have an event node for all of my buttons, and now I need to define what happens when I press them. At first sight, you may think it's a huge amount of work, but don't worry. Once we make the code for button number 1, we will just copy the nodes for all of the numbers from 1 to 9, and it's not going to be that tedious. Before we start working with our buttons, we need to make two string variables. The first one is the number that will be written here in the text box, so let's name it input, and the other one is the correct password. Name it correct password, and now we are ready to go. After button 1 is clicked, we want to set our input. The way we want to set it is that we want to get the variable and then put the number 1 in front of it. The function that will do that for us is called append. Add it to the event graph, connect the input to A, and for B just type 1. Then we want to put this value in the text block here. So grab it from the variables and drag it into the event graph. Hit get and then drag a wire from it and set text. Now connect the input we made to the in text input, and that's it. Again, let's repeat the process for button 2. Copy all the nodes, and this time we want to put 2 in front of our numbers. So change this value here to 2, and now you're good to go. The input variable is empty by default, so for example when you click button 2 in the panel, it will grab the input string and put number 2 inside it. After that, if you hit button 1, it will grab the input again, which this time has number 2 inside it, and it will put number 1 in front of number 2, so we can have 21. The same process will repeat until we clear the numbers and start again. So I'm going to copy these nodes for all of my numbers from 1 to 9 and 0 as well, and then change the number in the append function accordingly. Here you can see that I have set them up, and also note that button 11 is our 0. So don't forget to change the append value to 0 for button 11. Now when I compile and play, I am able to use my panel and give input to the engine. We need to make the clear button work as well. So again, copy all the nodes for button 10, and this time we don't need an append and we just need to set it on an empty value. So just keep the set and empty the value here. Now you can see that when I hit clear, the numbers are gone and I can start again. Alright, now let's make the functionality for the enter button. When the enter button is pressed, we want to check if the input string is equal to the correct code string, the door can be opened, and if they are not the same, the door should remain closed. So drag them both as a getter and then search for equal exactly. Then create a branch node and use the equal operator as the condition. Now select the correct code and define the password for the door. For example, let's go with 2468. For the true output, we wanna get all actors of class and then choose our door blueprint. Then go to the door blueprint and create a custom event. Name it open the door and connect it to the timeline. Now in order to call this event, go back to the widget blueprint and here type open the door and add the function to the event graph. Connect the target and now we are all set. What this means is that when we click the enter button, it checks if the input value is equal to the correct code. If it's true, it calls the open the door event and this set of functions get triggered, and as a result, the door will be opened. If they are not equal and the password we entered is wrong, we want to set the text block and say incorrect password. Let's compile and play, and now you can see that if we enter the wrong password, it says incorrect password, and if we enter 2468, which is the correct code, we can open the door. Yeah, that's it, and if you have made it this far, congratulations. It was not the simplest piece of blueprint you can make in Unreal as a beginner, but I'm sure you can learn a lot by practicing these kind of challenges. We have made the main part of the job, but we can move further and add some more functionalities to the blueprint we made. For example, we can play with the colors when we enter the codes. If the code is true, we can change the color to green by simply using a set color and opacity function. Just add it to the event graph and then promote the input to a variable. Now here you can define the color you are looking for. We can also remove the panel after we enter the right password. So here add a remove all widgets function and also add a delay to make it disappear a little after we enter the right code. For the incorrect password error, we can change the color as well and make it red after we enter the wrong code to the panel. After we hit clear, we want to set the color back to white. So again, repeat the same process we discussed, and this time put the color on white, and that's it. Also, let's add functionality to the exit button. We want to close the panel by clicking exit, so just add a remove all widget function. We can also add a text in front of the door and tell the player press E to open the panel. Here in the door blueprint, add the text and place it in front of the door. Then change the text to press E. Now uncheck its visibility so it's hidden by default. When we enter the box collision, we want it to get visible, so drag it into the event graph and add set visibility function. When we step out of the box, we want to make it invisible again, so uncheck the visibility and that's it. Another thing worth mentioning is that you can use your keyboard to give input to the panel as well. Here in the widget blueprint, you can type keyboard, select the key, and then define them accordingly. Set 1 on your keyboard for your button 1, 2 for your button 2, and so on. Compile and play, and you can see that the panel works perfectly, and we are able to control the door by giving input to the engine when we play the game. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Catch you later.